So if you can tell us a little bit about this specific property, what kind of guests we get, the size, the location, the amenities nearby.
It is a very unique property. It's 141 rooms between king size and double. It's a 5-story tall building located in So the hotel basically is surrounded by businesses, from restaurants to bars, and we have a Target on our, everything is on our parking lot.
Yep, so it's in our parking lot, exactly. That's a perfect way to describe it.
Properties may have one restaurant, but we have plenty of restaurants.
That's right. So typically it takes one floor, how long? 6 weeks to complete the rooms?
It will take about
Hey everybody, Raza Khan here. Very excited for a very special episode today. And today we're talking about all things hotel renovations and the property improvement plan. We have a very special guest here with me today. Keven is our general manager at the Aloft Airport Hotel. This is a property that you may have been following for a long time. I've been talking about it for a while. And today I just wanted to I wanted you to hear from someone else's perspective of what it takes to transform a property and how we as operators create value. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Keven. Keven, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So
glad to be here.
This is a very informal conversation, and we're very grateful that you're making time out of your busy schedule. If you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, thank you. My name is Keven Brinneman. I'm the hotel general manager for the Aloft by Marriott San Antonio Airport. I've been in this industry for 40 years, an industry that is always keeping you busy and thinking ahead of every aspect of the operation. So my daily task is to, of course, priority is our guests. My daily task involves looking over the property as a whole, my guests, what is the future of our occupancy, what are the rates, which is rate management, my budget, my expenses, my employees' well-being is very important. I always say that a hotel without employees in the hospitality industry is a furniture store.
True.
Right? So it is very important to involve all aspects of the property. And of course, we are here to do business.
Fantastic. Now, tell us, I think it's relevant to talk a little bit about this specific property. So I think the natural segue in this conversation is to talk about this specific property that you manage, and you do a great job, by the way. It's funny, it's poetic. I was here exactly a year ago, last July, and I was staying here as a mystery shopper before we bought the property. And I had a great experience. I was here for the 4th of July weekend in 2025. And now we're here and we're working on enhancing and improving this property. So if you can tell us a little bit about this specific property, what kind of guests we get, and the size, the location, the amenities nearby, for people that don't know the Aloft Airport San Antonio Hotel.
Okay. Well, the Aloft San Antonio Airport is on a great location because it's right in the middle of the north side of San Antonio, the downtown, which is the main visitors venue for San Antonio, but it's also only 2 miles away from the airport, which it is a great location. It's right on 410, Loop 410 Northwest. So from here, you can easily access any point in San Antonio. From 281, basically goes from south to north of San Antonio. And also the Loop, you can also connect to SeaWorld. You can also connect on the north side on I-10 to Six Flags. But it is also a unique location because it is right in the middle of a shopping plaza and right next to the main mall in San Antonio.
That's right.
So the hotel basically is surrounded by businesses, from restaurants to bars, and we have a Target on our, everything is on our parking lot.
Yep, so it's in our parking lot, exactly. That's a perfect way to describe it.
You get here to this location and you don't need a vehicle.
That's right. The walking score is pretty good.
It's extremely
impeccable. Yeah.
Impeccable, exactly. Plus also plenty of parking lot. Not too many people will say, hey, if we have an account with a school bus or a tour bus, we have the space to accommodate. So it is a very unique property. It's 141 rooms between king size and doubles. It's a 5-story tall building located in I would say prime real estate for San Antonio.
I would agree with you. I mean, there are other select service properties not far away from us, but I've seen how our property outcompetes them every time just because the walking score,
yes,
the retail options, the restaurant and dining, and I think it brings everything together. The stay, eat, play, all those things. It kind of brings it together.
Correct.
Especially for people that want to be close to the airport.
Well, and not only that, I mean, many properties may have one restaurant, but we have plenty of restaurants.
That's right.
So we have plenty of choices for just about everything.
That's right.
Speaking about entertainment, I can see right here, right next on our parking lot, the bowling alley.
The
We
Pinstack
also
Bowling
have
Alley.
a
Yep.
comedy
Club.
comedy
I
club.
actually went to the Pinstack Bowling Alley with a guest from out of town. We had a great time. The food was great. It was affordable. It was very lively. Even though we went at 4 p.m. on a business day, on a normal work day, it was fully packed and it's full of people. And it's amazing that we have that right here at our
Correct.
property.
It almost feels like a resort, right?
That's right.
So you just take the stairway up, and you are at the bowling alley.
So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about how this property compares with some of the other properties you may have worked at in a management capacity before.
Uniqueness of the location, I would say, is number one. Also, very unique brand within the Marriott family. The Aloft is a brand by itself, and mainly there is a lot of loyalty within our brand. People have been coming to this location years over years when they travel to San Antonio because it's the location, because it's the brand, and it's the customer service that they receive. So very unique in many aspects.
While we're talking about the brand, and before you'd mentioned that you had managed a Marriott before, is that correct, in Dallas? Right? So would you say that this property is very busy? I know the other property had different pains because it's a full service property. What's this property like in terms of day-to-day management and the group contracts and things like that?
I have to say, within the hotel industry, there's ups and downs as far as occupancy, because we move by seasons, and we move by events, and we move by many other aspects, and also by the weather. This property, keeping a percentage of occupancy above 70-80% constantly during business days, that tells you different things, right? A lot of corporate business, and also a lot of business related to the airport, because the how close we are, only 2 miles away. So we also have transportation to the airport, which makes it very convenient for the traveler. That they know they can be picked up in 5 minutes, and they can be dropped before their flights.
Got it.
So the occupancy in this property is excellent. We constantly overperform within the home set around the airport.
The airport area.
Which basically we have more occupancy than they do, which is
Than the competitors. So
Absolutely.
we're taking more business from the select service hotels in the San Antonio International Airport area compared to our competitors.
That is correct.
Got it. Let's shift gears now, Kevin. Let's talk about something else. One of the unique phenomena in the world of hospitality is the property improvement plan.
Correct.
Of course, in other commercial real estate, we have different types of improvements that we do, or tenant improvements, etc. But in the world of hospitality, there's a thing called the property improvement plan, which is a franchise mandated improvement that takes place every few years. And I believe it's not just limited to hotels. It's also limited to, it also happens at other franchise businesses like restaurants.
Correct.
So tell us about the PIP. Tell us how that process works, and just dispel rumors for our audience. Tell us all about the PIP process.
Okay, so the PIP process is it's a very interesting process that happens within the hospitality, as you mentioned. Within hotels, there is two types of PIPs. The property improvement plan. There is one that happens somewhere around 7 years, which is upgrading the brand, colors, the way it looks, furniture, carpet, perhaps wallpaper and paint. But there is another one, which is the full property improvement plan, which is updating the entire property within the brand standards, also with a fresh look. And this is for this property in specific, it is time for the full renovation, which is going to involve literally everything that we see, from the furniture, the color, the walls, the carpet, furniture inside the rooms. The exterior will be repainted. So we're looking at the property improvement plan will be a brand new property.
And can you just walk us through, off the top of your head, what some of those changes are going to look like? I know we started on some of them already. We're still waiting to launch the official PIP in December.
Correct.
So if you can just walk us through at a high level what that looks like.
So the way it looks and what the process will be, basically within creating the matrix of the room, designation, the room code, if it's a single, if it's a double, if it's an ADA room. So once you create this matrix and then match it with the blueprints of the property, it goes to another process, which is the designer process. Within the designer process, a designing firm that specializes in hotels will look into the brand standards, will look into the condition of the property and what the brand is actually requesting to be changed, because there is always evolving changes within a brand. It is always a learning opportunity for a brand to see what actually is more convenience and what actually is more pleasing for the guest. So it is a complete process behind the scenes. So once the layout of the property is set, the next level it will be to present the design. And I'm talking about the color of the carpet, the color of the walls that matches the art that will involve the entire property. The textures is also very important. The type of furniture that will be assigned. So then renders are produced with its very specific specs on what is the fabric, what is the furniture, all the way from the measurements that everything fits exactly as the brand mandates. And then it will be sent to the brand for approval. In this case, Marriott. Marriott will give you certain parameters as a brand standard, and then it will be up to the designing company, the designer, to basically work with those parameters to make it a fresh look that in this case is an Aloft. However, it is a unique Aloft. So once it's approved, then we'll go into the procurement process. So we're looking at starting in December and will end by May.
By May.
So it will be a process
So
of
we've
5
already
months.
started the soft work, the planning.
Correct.
And have we submitted our plan to Marriott already?
No, it's about to be submitted.
It's about to be
finished. As of right now, I've been in communication constantly with the designing company, and they don't need anything from me at this moment, which is basically how the layout of the new design will fit what we have. So at this point, we are near submitting into the brand for approval. Once it's approved and there's no changes made to any of the designs, then we move into the procurement process, assign the construction company, and we'll go into construction process.
Does Marriott force us to buy furniture from specific suppliers?
It's not a force. It is also a variety of recommended suppliers.
Okay.
Right? Recommended suppliers means they have worked with the brand, they have worked with Marriott, they have worked with this specific PIP for this year. Because, like I said, the furniture, the colors, the trend, and the changes constantly. So there will be suppliers that have worked with this brand, and they have options. Within those options, if we go outside the options that Marriott is recommending, it is based on approval that is going to be approved by quality, by texture, by color, by design, by Marriott.
Yes, that makes sense. So in terms of so when the PIP starts, typically, is it fair to assume that it happens in stages?
Yes.
And of course, I know some rooms get blocked off and whatnot. So what is our timeline if when we start in December, and you said we're going to conclude sometime in May, so 6
Correct.
months. What happens over those 6 months?
Within the 6 months, we go from the process of procurement, arrival of materials and parts, and construction starts with one floor at a time. The involves basically a typical PIP will be making an opening in one of the windows on the hallway on one end, and on the other end there will be another opening. So the entire floor will be blocked. So there are also rules. The rules will be construction cannot start at certain hours because we don't want the interruption of sleep.
Sure.
So we go by phases. On one end of the hallway, once the window is removed and the door is removed, that will be the exit for all of the materials.
It's going to be a chute.
The chute that goes outside. And the other end will have basically an entrance for all of the mattresses, all of the carpet.
So there's going to be a conveyor belt, or is there going to be a crane?
It's crane.
It's a crane.
Correct. So that's a typical process, and especially on this building, which is a 5-story building, and that's how we proceed floor by floor. And we have challenges, of course. We have, for example, airline crews. They need their sleep, so
And they sleep at different times.
and they sleep at different times.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest challenge that we have: no interruption of service, and continue with the guest satisfaction as we continue to sell rooms.
Correct.
Yes.
And then, so typically it takes one floor how long? 6 weeks to complete the rooms?
Well, in this case, it will take about, we are targeting by 4 months per room. Since typically the lobby is in this type of building,
The last thing, right?
the last thing that we do, and also has less rooms. That will be depending on the arrival of the furniture. It can be remodeled as we go, or also can be just the last floor. And it's very typical that you arrive to a hotel that is going into the process of renovation, that you see the entire hotel as it is, but then you receive a brand new room. And that's very satisfying
Oh, yeah.
experience when you receive the key for the first guest staying in that room.
Oh yeah, you know what? I stayed at a brand new property not too long
Yeah.
ago. I was the first person in the room, and it was a brand newly constructed property,
Uh-huh.
not a renovated, but brand new construction. And it was a great feeling. I got to
It is
stay.
a great feeling.
It was 4 Points by Sheraton.
Yes.
I was traveling, and it was the easiest hotel to find. Otherwise I would have stayed at a Westin or Marriott, but stayed there for the night. It was a great feeling. Brand new bed, brand new linens and sheets, new comforter.
Yes.
Good sleep, good night's sleep.
So